Okay, sixth graders, moving forward, lesson 7-4, chapter 7, section 4, we are going to solve and write multiplication equations. We've already worked on addition and subtraction. Our I can statement is I can solve and write multiplication equations. All right, I want to read this with you. The number by which a variable is multiplied is called the coefficient. I want you to circle the word coefficient. For example, in the expression 5x, the coefficient of x is 5. Because multiplication and division undo each other, the division to solve a multiplication equation. So over here on the side, I want you to just write this. I want you to write the word coefficient. And I want you to write 3x. The coefficient of 3x is 3. It is the number that is being multiplied by the variable. So let's pretend I had 7 plus 4m. The coefficient would be 4 right here because it is the number that is being multiplied by the variable. That's the coefficient. So maybe what if we had an equation like 8 equals 2y plus 5. The coefficient is 2. It's the number that is being multiplied by the variable. Okay, moving on to example number 1. Solve 2x equals 6. Okay, so first of all, let me say this. Really what you're saying here is 2 times what equals 6. Well, we know the what, or the x, is 3. But there's a way to solve these problems, especially when they get harder. So let's rewrite the equation. 2x equals 6. Again, we are going to look for the bridge or the equal sign because that's going to determine left-hand side, right-hand side. And I want you to know that 2 and x, 2 sitting next to x, means multiplication. Well, what is the opposite or the inverse operation of multiplication? And that is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Whatever you divide by the coefficient, whatever is with the variable. And so let's make a note of that, that line there means divide. Now 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we don't need to write that, we can just write x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. We already knew the answer was 3, but let's substitute it back into the original equation when we check it. So let's check it. So we rewrite the original equation, we replace the x with the 3, and 2 times 3 is definitely 6, so this is the solution. 3 is the solution. Okay, example number 2. A Category 5 hurricane can have a storm surge of 20 feet. This is about 5 times greater than the storm surge of a Category 1 hurricane. What is the storm surge of a Category 1 hurricane? Okay, so the words that we're going to look for that are important: 5 times Category 1 surge is Category 5 surge. Let's see. We could use any letter there for our variable, you guys know that. Let C equal Category 1 storm surge. Okay, so our equation would be 5 times C equals 20. We got the 20 right here. Okay, so I'm going to make note here that this is the bridge. I'm going to locate my variable, which is right here, and I'm going to notice that this is multiplication. 5 is the coefficient of C. So we understand that because that's multiplication, I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication, and I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient. Now, that becomes 1. I'm left with C equals 20 divided by 5 is 4. Well, if you look back at the original equation, 5 times what equals 20? Of course it's 4. Okay, so 4 is the solution. Now let's check it. Original equation, replace C with the answer, and if you get the same thing on the left as the right, then you are correct. Okay, last example, and I did it this way on purpose. I put the variable on the right because I don't want you freaking out. So step 1, find the bridge, left, right. Locate the variable. What is with the variable and what operation is it? Well, this is multiplication. And so I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication. Let me rewrite this. And I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient, the number that is being multiplied by the variable. Okay, now that's 1, so I'm left with 18 divided by 6 is 3, so 3 equals y. And you can flip it, that's okay. Y equals 3. Start with the original equation when you check it. So 18 equals 6 times y. 18 equals 6 times 3, which is the solution. And if you get the same thing on the left as the right, then 3 is the solution. Okay, you have some problems to do on the back. I want you to try those problems on your own. Come get a key, check for accuracy. Good luck, guys.